It's another time, it's another movie review for you. Another 1958 movie. This one's called Mon Uncle. It's directed and written by Jacques Tait, screenwriters Jean-Luc Hart and Jacques Lorange. The movie is in French with English subtitles. And the cast: Jacques Tait plays Monsieur Hulot. Jean-Pierre Zola plays Monsieur Appel. Adrienne Cervantes is Madame Appel. Alain Boucon plays Gerard Appel, and Lucien Freges plays Monsieur Pichard. Betty Snyder is the landlord's daughter, Betty, and Jean-Francois Martial is Walter. There are a few other sundry actors in this movie, but that's the gist of the cast. It has to be said that this was a very successful movie, and it won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film. This movie, Jacques Tait plays the lead role of Monsieur Hulot, and he's a very eccentric character, a character that Tait created back in 1953 in a previous movie called Monsieur Hulot's Holiday. Anyway, he managed to put this character into a batch of films, 6 in all, and many of them recall this very recognisable character for his umbrella, his trench coat, and often a fedora hat and a distinctive pipe pressed against his lips. It's a comedy, as one would expect, and the film reflects Tait's love for silent film cinema, and it certainly got a nod towards Charlie Chaplin with his mannerisms and actions. There's also a lot of Stan Laurel in the character, and the movie involves the major consequences for others around him when he goes about his simple task. They usually end up in chaos and with some sort of minor disaster. This provokes a lot of very comical situation, and it's a very, very funny movie in places. Myself, I'm not a great fan of comedy, but I chuckled to myself right from the opening credits shown on a building site board with the building site in action. At the beginning, we see stray dogs feeding on scraps in the streets and a rag and bone man and cart, which excites the dogs. Then action shifts to Hulot's brother-in-law, Jacques Appel, who runs a hose-making factory. And then we arrive at Appel's house, a very futuristic designed house with visual idiosyncrasies. There's a dolphin statue, which is a fountain. It's controlled by a switch inside the house, and Hulot's sister tends to turn this on when a visitor appears outside the gate. It's all for show, of course, to impress the neighbours. The son Gerard is collected often by Hulot, who resides with his sister at this time. And the boy Gerard has a very warm relationship with Hulot, more so than his own father. There's an early incident that causes havoc when Hulot is out collecting the boy. The parking of cars near where the boy is collected. It's certainly a very amusing situation. And of course then the nearby greengrocer market where Hulot passes on a daily basis, and he tends to upset the unscrupulous marketeer trying to raise the price on his fruit, and Hulot points out about his faulty weighing scales. In the film, there are a catalogue of scenes that have a comical element to them. The dialogue's minimal. It's almost a silent movie, really, and Hulot is the centre of all the action. The action speaks louder than the words. That's the motto. There's no real plot. The brother-in-law becomes more and more exasperated with Hulot and eventually insists that he's got to get out. And the last frames, we see Hulot heading for the train station. As I said, it was an Oscar winner for Best Foreign Language Film, and I suggest you get to watch it, and you'll have a good time. It's great fun.